y'all. Welcome at the Table Talks. I'm your host, Destiny, per usual. And we got Anita in the building today.
Thank you for having me, girl.
Of course. Me too, girl. And you know what? It's pretty funny how, you're one of the few people that actually remember how, I met you.
Me too. We were in the same class freshman year. It was an intro class, mind you. And the professor...
An intro class.
No, the professor made it so hard for no reason. I barely passed that class.
Girl, me too. I was fighting for my life getting out of that class. But yeah, so we met in class, and then we didn't talk for 2 years.
2 years. I don't know why. We just randomly stopped talking. I think
COVID as well. Yeah, COVID. And we all moved back home, and we just lost contact. Mm-hmm. And so I texted her one day. I was like, hey, do you want to come to a Christmas party we're having?
So random. I remember I was on the phone with my best friend. I don't know if I should go. Destiny's going to be the only person I know there. I was really scared, but all the girls are super cute and nice. So.
I was surprised you weren't girl, this girl invited me to her party.
No, I remember I was honored, honestly.
Period, as you should be. So that's how me and Nina met, and look at us now.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? So I'm really excited to have her here today because I know she has a lot to share. So episode 2, we're talking about body image, body positivity, all that good stuff. So yeah, but before then,
excited.
Let's play a little game.
What game?
This or that. This or that.
Can I see the question?
No, girl. Okay. First question is pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Okay. Reality TV or documentary?
This is embarrassing. Reality TV.
I knew you were gonna say that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you prefer to pay with cash or credit? Or your
credit. I have Apple Pay everywhere I go.
So we just tap it. Yeah.
Period.
Do you think you look better in pictures or videos? Like this one?
Videos.
Okay, me too. Not you, but I look better in videos, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix, for sure.
Really?
Okay, I like Netflix shows more, I think.
I like Hulu shows and Netflix movies, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, sweating or shivering?
Sweating. I hate being cold.
Me too. And we're African, so we're not built for the cold for real. Okay, are you an early riser or a night owl?
Early riser, for sure.
I guess you can be both, right? No?
Which one are you?
Night owl, I feel like. Because I'll be staying up mad late. Okay, so would you rather have 0 kids or 10 kids?
0.
Really?
Too much.
I mean, yeah, but what if you prefer 0?
I want 3. So okay. 10, that's just too much. You're going to have to get a big van. How are you going to carry all
that? Not a big van, a big house.
Imagine flying with them? No.
Okay. Would you rather win the lottery now and meet your soulmate before you die, or meet your soulmate now and win the lottery before you die?
Stop. Okay. Meet my soulmate now, for sure.
Okay. Period. Last question. Jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof rice.
Okay.
What about you?
It depends who makes it. My dad makes better jollof rice and my mom makes better fried rice. So it depends. But I feel I like fried rice more, but I think the only thing I don't like about it is how fast it goes bad. Right. Give it 2 days, it's gone.
I like it with stew more,
The stewed chicken type of thing. Yes, girl. Okay, that was the last question. That wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. I don't know why I was nervous.
No, neither do I. So yeah, today I just really feel this topic is important to me because it's something that we all go through, at least most of us, especially as Black girls, growing up in the U.S. and growing up in this society where there's a lot of emphasis put on our bodies. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's a lot.
It is, yeah.
Do you remember the first time you ever felt conscious of your body?
So, okay, for me, growing up, middle school, I went to a predominantly white school. Oh. So all of my classmates and my peers were skinny, white, and blonde. Obviously, that's me. But I would just compare myself to them and wish that I would look a certain way, the clothes that they wear. Mm-hmm. And I remember one instance, I told my friend, I was like, oh my gosh, I like this guy. Mm-hmm. Should I go up to him and say something? And she's like, I don't think he'll go for somebody like you.
Oh my God.
And after she said that, I was just so self-conscious. Yeah. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to be skinny. Mm-hmm. I hated my curves because I've had curves since I was young. So I just started to think about my body more. Because before I was just like carefree about it. I was like,
Because I mean, you were a kid,
exactly.
You know? So
yeah.
how old were you in that when that girl said what she said?
I think I was maybe like 9 or
What?
10. Yeah.
9? Talking about boys, girl.
I'm doing the exact age. Okay. I was young though.
Okay. You know what? Like that's, I guess for me, it's pretty similar. So I was actually in Nigeria. I remember the exact moment that I was like, ooh, okay. The first moment I was in Nigeria and I was with a family friend and we went to the mall and I was hungry. I wanted something that's the most American. So I wanted pizza, right? So we're at the pizza place and we go up to the counter and the guy's like, okay, do you want a personal pan? Do you want a medium or do you want a large? And my fat self, I was your phone. I was like, I want a large, you know, like I'm hungry.
Yeah, you're hungry.
And so the person that I was with, they was like, you did not need a large. Like, look at you.
That's so rude.
And, and in that moment, I felt like, I don't even know how I felt. I wanted to disappear, honestly, because before that moment, I never really put too much thought into my appearance.
Right.
My knowledge of my body was really just like, okay, I have arms for this, I have legs for this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really to the point where it's like people care what my body looks like.
How did you respond to that?
In that moment, I feel like I didn't say anything. Like if you know me, you know that when I get upset, like I just go quiet. Like I just stop talking.
Me too, girl.
And I didn't know what to like. What do you say to that?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just like stood there like, whoa, like I was too stunned to speak. You know?
Yeah.
And so we ended up getting the medium pizza. And I didn't even finish it. Like I probably had a few bites and just sat there because this was like, how can I eat my food like after you had this called me? Yeah. And before that moment, I've never called myself or thought of myself as fat or chubby. That was not on my mind. Like I was a ghetto girl. Okay. Like I was very carefree. My parents got me a ponytail one time in elementary school. I ripped it off on the bus.
Girl.
Like I was like, I really
Hold on.
I really didn't care. That's much. Like I was not no bougie like little girl. Like I was very.
Why can I imagine what?
Like this right here? Off, okay? And I just didn't care. And so after that moment, I won't blame like the rest of my experience or the rest of my journey on that moment, but I will say it played a huge part in the way that I saw myself and in the way that I presented myself as well, like my confidence.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, it makes me uncomfortable when people like talk about my weight or my appearance. A couple years ago, I lost a lot of weight and my friends and family members were just coming up to me, you look so skinny. So the reason why was about 2 years ago, I remember I was at the gym and I wasn't feeling well. So I went home and I called my mom and she's a doctor. And she came home, she took one look at me and she's like, okay, we're going to go to the hospital. And I was diagnosed with diabetes. So that's why I lost the weight. I wasn't even healthy. And the fact that people are like, you look so good. People value aesthetics over nutrition.
It's crazy.
It's terrible.
Another story just like that, actually, that you just reminded me of. When I was in Nigeria, again. So this last time that I went, I went for December, whatever. Yeah, and I got really sick. And I was diagnosed, that sounds dramatic, but I had typhoid and malaria, right? And so I was throwing up like constantly. I couldn't keep down my food. Barely even like liquids was staying in my system. And that lasted for almost 2 weeks. And I remember like looking in the mirror and I was like, I shed a couple pounds because I wasn't eating. And I was like, ooh, like I look kind of good, you know? And
meanwhile, you're sick.
Meanwhile, I'm just sick. And it's like, what kind of like mentality is that, you know? And I mentioned to someone, I was like, yeah, I'm like sick, whatever. And they were like, oh, at least you'll lose weight, like on the bright side, you know? And I was like, is that really a bright side? Like I was suffering. I was going through it. And
Just to fit the beauty standard. Yeah.
You know? And it was really weird for me even hearing that recently. Kind of just like, do I look better when, you know,
when you're not well?
Exactly. It's kind of weird how like in society, I hate saying in society because I feel like, because we are society, you know, but I feel like the things that are shown to us, the messages that are passed along to us, it's like skinny is synonymous with healthy, you know, and they value what we look like more than, you know, how our bodies are actually doing for real, our health.
Also, recently there's been a rise in influencers and celebrities getting plastic surgery. Mm-hmm. So definitely, like, when people get plastic surgery, I mean, like, subconsciously you might be like, oh, I don't need that. But if you keep seeing people get all this work done, you're gonna
think something missing. Like, yeah, should I do this? You know, should I do that?
Plastic surgery. Question for you: would you ever get plastic surgery?
No. I feel like if you had asked me that question like 2 years ago, I probably would have said yes.
Okay, what procedure?
Well,
I'm curious.
I wanted to just, you know, do a couple of things that I thought I needed to do, which I don't. Nowadays, I think I have begun to love my body the way it is a lot more and treating my body with respect as well. I really appreciate like when people, like when celebrities and influencers, that they use their platform to basically spread body positivity, especially the younger girls, and not just younger girls, just their whole audience in general. But I really like that. And I think it's important to see that as well, like see that every day, like, okay, like this girl, she is really slim and she's not pressured to get a BBL or, you know, do anything with her chest. Like it's okay to your body the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I think for me, after that whole Nigeria thing, the first time when I was like 8 or 9, that kind of ushered me into a time period where I was yo-yo dieting. I don't know if y'all know like the military diet where you
what's that?
It's like 10 pounds in like 3 days. And it's crazy. Like it's a huge like calorie deficit. And so like you don't have no energy. Like I was like I couldn't move. Like I was a zombie, but I was like, I have to. Like,
I was this way in intermittent fasting. I did not like that. Also,
does that work?
It does though. It does, but I just don't think it's sustainable because you know, like you can go out with your family and you eat, and then you're gonna feel guilty, like I was fasting.
Yeah. And the thing with like these like fad diets is like you're gonna gain the weight back once you begin to eat normally. So it was like, okay, like I made it to 3 days. Now what? You know, how could I keep this weight off? And like realistically speaking, it wasn't gonna happen. You know, so I went through this cycle of like, you know, self hatred, a lot of just. I didn't see myself as beautiful, you know? I didn't see myself as whole and perfect and made in the image of God, you know what I'm saying? And so that affected my mental health for a really long time. And I'm working through it, you know? I think we all are. That's really
especially
important.
Growing up, hating your body and trying to uproot those insecurities. Because for me, I would go to the gym 5 times a week, be running on the treadmill. I hate running. I would force myself to work out just because I hated my body. So I hated the exercise. I hated my body. So the result obviously wasn't going to be good. So I needed to change my mentality to get the results that I wanted for sure.
And I feel like you also, like your mentality going into your workout, like shapes your entire like exercise experience.
Because if you're just going to look skinny, then there's really no point.
And honestly, for me, when I would go because I wanted to like, you know, I wanted to look skinny, not really skinny, but I wanted to lose weight. And I came with the mentality of, you know, self-hatred and, oh my God, I'm so fat, blah, 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 calling myself all these names. My experience exercising was not that great, you know, and I ended up not keeping up with it. Yeah.
It feels like a chore. And then after, let's say, a week, you don't see results. You're like, okay, let me just stop working out. Yeah. So you don't go back to the gym.
And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, fudge it, you know? And I started binge eating, and I was just like, when I was stressed out and, you know, feeling all this anxiety or depression, like I turned to food as like my comfort. And I was like, oh my God, I hate food. I wanted to be skinny, you know, but I actually love food because it's giving me comfort right now, you know? And it's just crazy how that like can easily become an eating disorder. I don't know how many kids, you know, in the US or all over the world are like have eating disorders, but I'm sure it's a lot, you know, especially like middle school, high school aged girls and boys too.
Yeah, and boys too.
Because I know, like, even though toxic masculinity, like, it plays a part in them being more vocal, I think, about their body image issues. It definitely affects guys as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, my relationship with food is dysfunctional because I see it as a reward sometimes, but then sometimes if I eat unhealthy, I just feel guilty, and then I'm starve myself, and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't eat this anymore. But you know, they say it's 80% diet, 20% exercise.
Yeah.
So I'm really struggling right now to try to eat healthy to lose some weight, but
You gotta fix, like, your relationship with food first, you know? Like, the way you see food. Because I saw food as the enemy, you know what I'm saying?
I saw it as
for
a
a really
reward.
long time as the enemy that I couldn't get away from, you know? Yes.
When I was depressed, I would turn to food. I would get some ice cream or something like.
Yeah, so that's, like, example of, like, going to food for comfort, but also, like, I hated food. Like, oh, my God, like, I'm so hungry. I can't eat because I don't want to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that mentality, that kind of mindset that I had was really unhealthy, and it created like just waves. Yeah, just waves of anxiety and, you know, body dysmorphia and all those things that I went through. It took a lot of time for me to even get to the point where I am right now, you know, because I'm seeing, like, I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok, on Instagram, I'm seeing all these girls and they have better bodies, you know, or better, I don't know, with smaller noses, you know, like, prettier eyes, things like that. Like, it's really easy to compare yourself. And you know what they say, like, comparison steals joy, like 100%. And it stole my joy for the longest time, you know?
Now when I see a pretty girl, I'm just like, oh, she's so pretty. I try not to compare myself because I used to do that. I was like, oh, I want her body. Okay, let me just stop eating.
I remember that there was on TikTok and, like, a girl would, like, show, like, her workout results or whatever, and the comments would be like I'm watching this as I'm eating like a pretzel or something, you know? And it just makes me laugh because, like, literally same, you know?
I'm in bed watching her.
Like, oh, they should look good, and I'm eating, like, I don't know, chips or whatever. But I think, like, we ought to be, like, easier on ourselves, you know, be gentle, be patient with yourself. Even if you do, you know, slip up on the diet that you're on, or you're trying to eat healthier, but you ate out, you know what I'm saying, instead, I think it's perfectly fine and better if you actually give yourself grace, you know what I'm saying? You know, remind yourself, okay, like, it's fine, I'm human, food is fuel, and it is what it is.
I think going along with that, also knowing your body, and, like, let's say you have a workout class, but you're not feeling well, or you're just not feeling it, give your body time to rest. You have to force yourself to work out every single day.
Absolutely. Something that I thought about the other day, you know Ashley Graham?
Yeah. I love her.
So she was probably the first plus size runway model that I ever saw. This is probably like, what, 2014, 2015? How old was I? Like 13, I think. Yeah, something like that. 13, 14, 15. We'll just call it that. And it was encouraging. I was like, okay, period.
She's
like,
on Sports Illustrated.
And that other girl named Kate something.
I know who you're talking about.
Winslet?
I don't know her name.
I don't know. But seeing them, like, you know, use their platform to, you know, promote body positivity and tell girls, like, okay, you know, love your body, you're beautiful. You don't need to change who you are, you know what I'm saying, to fit whatever kind of mold that people say you have to fit into. And it's really cool because I never really seen a plus size model before, especially on runway too, because normally it's just like skinny, tall, you know, sharp jawline or whatever, you know? So it was cool.
Yeah, I watched her TED Talk, and actually I remember somebody went up to her and they're like, okay, what do you do for work? And she said, I'm a model. And they kind of just looked at her like, what,
Like, model for who?
Yeah, even though she is on Sports Illustrated, she's doing all these things, she still has to prove herself.
But because they assumed, like, what her body looked like, you know, because she was thicker, that she couldn't possibly
that she's
be
not
a model,
credible
you
or
know?
something.
Which is crazy. And I don't know, so what's her name? Coi Leray. One thing I like about her is, like, I don't really care for her music too much, but one thing I like about her is, like, she's a very slim girl, right? And she's, like, proud of it. Like, she doesn't try to, she has the money to afford a BBL, to afford all that stuff.
Like, 3 procedures done if she wants.
You know, and she doesn't. She's actually really proud of being who she is, you know? Right. And sometimes we forget that like skinny people, slimmer people also have insecurities as well. Like some people want to gain weight really fast and they're not able to because of genetics or whatever it is. And it's the same thing with other people, like thicker people, bigger women wanting to lose weight, you know? So it's important to remember that like the grass isn't always green on the other side, you know? It's important to just love yourself and to develop a good relationship with your body, with food, just so you can live a healthier, happier life, you know?
Yeah. So question for you, what type of exercises do you like to do?
If I have to exercise, I would say I like fun workouts. So I do go to the gym, yes, but I like taking walks. I like going hiking. I like Pilates classes. Those are really fun. Swimming, you know.
Oh, really?
I can't swim, but but I do like to swim.
Don't be drowning.
Use your eyes, girl.
I cannot swim.
Keep it buggy paddle like that.
Yeah, I can do something cute, or I could just
embarrassing.
No,
why on the side? Not know how to swim for real.
I can sit on the side and look cute. That's all I can do.
Is that exercise? But yeah, I like
no, go ahead.
No, I like fun workouts and also, you know, pairing it with going to the gym, treadmill, all that good stuff. I don't want to make exercise a punishment for my body, you know, waking up feeling mad sore, uncomfortable, and I don't go back to the gym for like another week or two, you know? It's like, so.
But picking back off what you said, I love Pilates too. Like I got on ClassPass this year. So I do Pilates 3 times a week. Sometimes I do hot yoga, but I like low impact, high intensity.
Low impact, yes.
But when I first started Pilates, girl, I was struggling.
It's so hard.
I was shaking. I was vibrating.
Like you look at it and you're like, okay, they're just like doing like one stretch or whatever, but it's actually
they make it look so hard.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
But like the more you do it, you know, you build your stamina, you build your endurance. And it's like, okay, like that's encouraging to yourself as well. Like, okay, I'm getting stronger.
Yeah, like 3 months in, I could do the workouts that I was struggling to do before. Like, when I first started, I couldn't complete a full set of like, let's say, you're doing planks or something. I couldn't complete a full set. I have to sit out.
Girl, I stuck with planks and I was like how did you people like you great? No, but yeah, I just feel like again, like going into the gym with or whatever workout class
with a positive mindset.
A positive mindset. It shapes everything. It changes everything. So that's what like I'm teaching to do this. So yes, don't be too hard on yourself. And, you know, like I'm Nigerian, you're Nigerian, right? And I feel like some Nigerian women, they're very vocal, right? And
the aunties,
the African aunties, they be like, oh, like, you're getting weight. Like, you're looking.
They don't even say hi. They say, wow,
you're looking.
And how do you respond to that? Yeah.
your butt is like. And so I feel like sometimes, like, when I hear stuff like that, like, it doesn't affect me as much as it used to, you know? Because I remind myself every day, like, okay, like, your body goes through different changes, different stages of your, you know, throughout life. And that's totally fine. You're going to look skinnier sometimes. You'll look bloated other times, like on your period. Or your, sorry, I don't know if period's like I don't know. But your cycle.
Yeah.
And that's okay, you know? So it's like, it's natural and it's like something you have to be comfortable with.
For me, I try to give myself words of affirmation. Either I write them down or I just look in the mirror and tell myself I'm beautiful, even when I'm not feeling it. Because right now, I think I'm at about like 80% confident in my body.
Okay. But you know, that's not a bad number.
Yeah, but some days I wake up and it's at 0 and I'm not feeling it. I look bloated. But I just look in the mirror, I remind myself that I'm beautiful. And if you keep on repeating that, you start to believe it. Trust me. Period.
Me too. For me, like my love language is words of affirmation, at least first and foremost. And so that as well helps me a lot. Like even telling myself like affirmations to myself, being like, okay, girl, you're beautiful, you're strong, you know, you're capable, you look good.
Oh, keep going.
You know, you smell good. Like that helps me, you know. And also like I'm a Christian, and what I learned is that I was made in God's image. you know, and I'm perfect the way that I am. Even though that sounds kind of like a cliche, it's like, it's the literal truth, you know. You and I are both created in God's image. We are both made to perfection, you know what I'm saying? And God doesn't make mistakes.
Exactly.
You know? So that's also helped me reminding myself, like, even if I feel anxious or depressed about my body, I'm not feeling good, like, I pray about it too, you know? I pray about it. I'm like, God, I really need help to look at myself the way you see me. I want to see myself the way you see me, you know? So that helps me as well.
What helps me too is having a lot of Black women friends that I can relate to. Destiny's one of them that I could just talk to. We have similar experiences with our bodies and just remind each other that we're beautiful, or just talk to somebody about it. Like, if you want to get, let's say your friend wants to get some work done, just talk to her about it and remind her that she's beautiful and just support each other.
Do you think, like, speaking of getting work done, do you think, like, when people get their bodies done, that it's a sign of insecurity, or is it just something that they want to do?
I don't think it depends though, necessarily. Like, when I think about it, I think if you have the funds and you've been thinking about it for a while, go for it. Why not? And if you talk to, you know, doctors about it, why not?
And it's safe. And
it is safe. And you've like actually thought about it, because don't go back and reverse it.
I mean, you could look at the Kardashians.
No,
like, they're taking out.
What's the point? I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's just crazy how like the beauty standards are just going up and down constantly. It's like how do we keep up? You know what I'm saying?
You know, thinking about that, you know, when you were younger, and we both have big lips, people used to make fun of me for these lips. Now they're getting lip fillers. That's so crazy.
It's crazy. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know. Reverse back like what? 10 years ago, like, your butt looking big was like, and now it's like, okay, how does my butt look in this dress? Like, does it look big enough? You know? And it's just like,
but a lot of it has to do with the male gaze, if we're being honest, which is unfortunate. But
I will say though, like, I feel like, okay, this is a good question. Do you think, okay, people who do get their bodies done, do you think it's for the men or for themselves? Because they might not be insecurity per se, but like, what do you think about that?
I hope it's for themselves, because, I mean, why are you getting your work done for anybody else but yourself? It does depend. I mean, the BBLs and that type of stuff, I feel like it is for the male gaze. But I don't know. I don't know why people get it down.
Oh, they gonna chew you up. I swear, they be saying up and down, like, it's all about the guys, all about the guys. And you know what? To an extent, I do believe that. It depends on the person, but I don't know. I feel like, looking back, I know that guys have definitely made me, like, they've definitely affected how I see myself, you know?
100%. You want male validation.
And naturally, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you have to validate your own self before you even seek that out from other people, you know?
100%.
And I feel like that's something that I've also learned over the past couple of years, throughout college. Guys, like, they can be ruthless, you know, when it comes to girls' bodies, and they objectify, and they might point out your insecurity, things like that, you know? And it's important to like not even
mind those.
Deal with guys like that in the first place. Like, he's supposed to look at you and be like, you're perfect. You know what I'm saying?
But also, I don't know why they put so much emphasis on body. Like, how are you as a person?
No, for real. Like, you're more than your body.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, people like that. People who put more emphasis on the way you look than like how you're feeling or how you're doing. Like, that's just like, that's a huge red flag to me.
Okay, I saw this thing on Twitter the other day. This guy tweeted, and he was like, if I'm in a relationship with a girl, when I first meet her, let's say she's looking good, that's his ideal woman, and then a year later she gains 20 pounds. He's like, I'm gonna break up with her. Do you think he's wrong for that?
Do I think he's wrong? I feel like
he met her at that
when she was,
he wanted her to stay at that weight.
Oh my gosh, I actually don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like people go through things. Maybe she gained weight for a reason. Maybe talk her through that. See what's going on with her. Don't just automatically break up with her. Like,
no, I feel like if you really love somebody, like, is that all it takes to like, make you fall out of love with them? 20 pounds? I don't know. I feel like if the tables were turned, girls would definitely be more, what's the word?
They would be nicer about it.
Yeah. Like they probably won't even, they might notice, but they probably will be like, I think it takes a lot for them to want to leave their guy.
Also, I wouldn't even say anything. When I notice somebody gains weight, I don't say anything because when people comment on my weight, it makes me uncomfortable.
Oh my God, I hate it.
So I'm not just going to be like, oh my God, you gained weight.
Maybe they're like, hey, like you want to go work out? Like, you want to go for a run? Or let's start eating healthier. Like the best way is to say stuff like that, 100%. But I feel like dropping the ball on a relationship because she gained weight or he gained weight, it's kind of, it's kind of shallow. I feel like, yeah, because like you should have dated them for more than just their bodies minus 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I feel about that. That's a good question though. So like I was saying earlier, it's definitely a process. It's a journey. Self-love doesn't happen overnight. I'm working through it. I'm trying my best. It's okay. I'm trying my best.
We're only 22.
We're only 22. Young. Yeah. And it's really easy to get caught up in what the world says or what the world thinks you should look like or what's being thrown at, especially as women, Black women. It took me a while to love my nose, like our bigger nose, our wider lips. It took wait, that was backwards. Our bigger lips and our wider noses.
Yes.
That most Black women do have, like our features, our Afrocentric features, and yeah, it's taken me a while to appreciate my face, to appreciate my hair, even my natural hair.
I'm struggling with that sometimes.
Listen. I just put protective styles over and over and over.
No, really.
But you know what? Like, there's a time where I hated my hair as well. Like, it's so weird. Like, your body image is not just your body. It's like, it's your hair. It's the way you look. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot. It could be a lot to deal with, especially as a young teenager, 15-year-old, 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that looking back that I was burdened with that. Instead of like living my best life, making friends, experiences. I turned down a lot of opportunities. I turned out a lot of, I shied away from a lot of things because I wasn't confident in my body the way I looked. And looking back, it's just like, girl, why?
Like the first question you asked me, I was 10 or 9 when I realized that I hated my body. And it makes me upset too because I was so young. I should have been living my life, not worried about it. And it took me years to uproot those insecurities. And I'm still working on it to this day. But I just want to, for my future daughters, just remind them that your body is beautiful.
Sons.
And sons.
Yes.
Just that your body is beautiful. And even if you're not loving your body today, you're going to love it the next day. And
you better.
Period. You better love it. So yeah, just reminding people that you're more than your body. And writing down gratitude. Yeah, like I love that my body was able to get me from point A to B or something simple like that.
Like compliment yourself, Don't wait for anybody to compliment you. Like tell yourself like, girl, you look good today, like period. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like I don't know what it does. It just gets me excited. It gets me like, I start feeling pumped after I compliment myself like, yes, girl, you look good because I do,
And do.
And so yeah, in the future, like when I have kids and I want them to look at me as someone who strives for health over appearance.
100%.
For someone that knows what inner beauty is. Because I know a lot of the time that we focus so much on the outside. It's like, what about our character? You know what I'm saying? What about the way we treat people, the way we love people, That's like inner beauty to me, and that's something that as a Christian that I also think about a lot.
I also want my kids to be able to come to me and talk to me about these things because some of the things that I went through, I didn't talk to my parents about because they would just be like, oh yeah, it's fine. Or like they'd kind of just brush me off when I brought these things
up. It can be uncomfortable, coming from like African households.
Oh yes.
Like we don't usually have those deep, like intimate, vulnerable conversations.
Imagine you say something about school, they're like, oh, just focus on your studies. Like, Mom, I don't have any friends. Go focus on your studies.
Like you didn't go to make friends. Like, kind of. I kind of did, So like, I want to be the mom that's like, you know, my daughter, my son could come to me, like, if they don't feel whatever they're going through, to be honest, because like the way you see your body as well, like I said, your mental health and body image, like they go hand in hand, to be honest, for me personally.
But yeah, I'm just excited for our generation to raise beautiful daughters and sons. And you better be a good auntie to my kids. Don't be telling them all these horrors.
Yeah, pretty girl, listen. They gonna love their Auntie D, period.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to be a strong, Black, independent. Actually, you know what? I want to be a soft Black, you know, woman, and somebody who shows, you know, my kids what it looks like to be beautiful, to be confident in who you are, to not be afraid of taking up space. You know what I'm saying? To be yourself, because it's hard, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, girl.
Of course. Just thanks for coming. Like, I love that we're able to have like vulnerable conversations like this. And I think it's really important for Black women, you know, to form sisterhoods, to encourage each other, to love each other, to uplift each other, you know,
to validate each other.
And
also, I learned so much about you today that I didn't know.
Really? Like what? What'd you learn?
I don't know, just telling me about your stories and when you were younger, and we had similar experiences. I love how when I would say something, you'd be like, oh, similar experience with me.
It's crazy how a lot of us go through the same thing, you know, in different fonts, but it's like it's the same thing, you know, the same experiences. And like knowing that you're not alone in whatever it is you're going through makes it a lot easier to bear, you know? So yeah, looking back, I definitely do wish that thing didn't happen, but I'm glad that I've gone through it and I've come out of it and I'm better than ever.
Had growth,
you know?
That?
Yeah,
Yes.
like through that came a lot of growth, a lot of self-love, self-care. Like I treat myself with respect, you know? I treat my body with gentleness and love and care. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm really happy that we both come so far. We both come so far.
Going igniting our bodies to loving our bodies.
Now for real, just like loving who we are as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was fun. So I really hope that you guys took something from this episode. I really hope that you'll join us for the next one.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, everything.
And do what you gotta do. All right, bye.